Is Fragrance Nevea legit? Absolutely, 100%. If you haven't heard of Fragrance Nevea yet, you have to check it out. But if you are wondering if you've heard anything about, like, I wonder if Fragrance Nevea is legit, I will 100% absolutely vouch for them. I am not paid by them. Fragrance Nevea, if you are watching this video and you'd like to send me stuff and have me talk like good about you just in general or as a thank you, I'd love that. I've dealt with Anya, Anya, a lot there, just like via like email, like talking back and forth. I don't by any means know them, but is Fragrance Nevea legit? 100%. And I'm going to go over the things that I've actually bought from Fragrance Nevea and the reasons that I like them. I'm going to try and not make this like a super long video, but one of the ways that I was introduced to them was actually in Nordstrom's, and I was looking for Oud for Greatness. It looks kind of purple, but it's black. And I'll open this up in a second. I was looking for Oud for Greatness, and the cost of it, I just kept going back into Nordstrom's, and it was so expensive, and I couldn't wrap my head around it. I'm also a real estate broker as well, so and I promised myself, okay, the next time that I sell a house, that I'll off of my commissions, then I'll get Oud for Greatness by Initio. And then I just kept going back in, and there was a couple times where I almost did it, and I was like, I just can't do it. And this lady kind of like poked me on the shoulder, and she's like, come here, come here. It was almost like Fragrance Nevea was like putting people like in the stores. I don't think so, but she was like, have you ever heard of Fragrance Nevea? And I was like, no. And she's like, check them out. And she showed me them online. They've got this like very unique kind of logo here, like with the lion. And it's like white on their website. But anyways, I checked it out, and then I saw that they had Oud for Greatness, which was a clone that I was looking for half the price. So my initial reaction was like, oh God, like, if it's too good to be true, like it probably is, and that's usually the way that they look at things, and a lot of times that's how I think a lot of people look at it. They look at like a lot of the discounters that aren't as widely known. I think Fragrance Surveya, if once you get to know them, they'll be very like they'll start to be incredibly well known. The ones that I am at least aware of, there's a bunch of different ones you guys can choose from, but some of the bigger ones for the discounters are there's a bunch of different ones you guys can use, but like the Fragrance Nevea, and then Jomashop.com, JOMASHOP.com. Those are the two ones that I use. There's another one I've never tried. I might try it at a certain point, like our Arvella, Arvella fragrances, I think it is. I've never actually tried them, so I can't vouch for them. But today the video is about like, is Fragrance Nevea worth it? And I can 100% back up that they're wonderful. They're great to deal with. The only thing I can say is that if it is a pre-order, if it is something that like what they'll do is they will kind of like take the orders in advance. I don't think, to my knowledge, that they're taking that money and then waiting till they buy a certain amount. They may, but what I believe that they're doing is that they're putting up their, from what the website has said, is that they're putting up their own money, and then they're ordering from wherever that they get this from. I can't say for sure, but I think that they all kind of get it from the same site. It just depends on like how much they mark it up. So like a department store that has, they're paying people, they're paying for the counter space, they're paying for the lights, they're paying for the brick and mortar, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, that they're going to mark it up like, I don't know, like whatever, let's say 100%. And where the discounters are going to mark it up probably like maybe 30% or something like that, because they don't have as much of an overhead. They have their warehouse that they're holding it in, and then they have it like whatever, like the people that are working for them, and that's pretty much it. So they don't have a ton of overhead, so they can afford to basically sell it cheaper. So the again, I'll try something like at first, like when I first started using Jama Shop, again, JOMASHOP.com. There, I used to use them a lot actually for watches. I actually bought this watch. It's a Michael Kors off of a Jama Shop. When I first saw them, they were like, the prices were so low. I was like, how are they doing that? But usually the Jama Shop is buying it in gigantic batches. That's how they make it cheaper. With Fragrance Nevea, they have you can look them up on Instagram. You can look them up on Facebook. They always do these like really cute little stories. The only thing I can say is sometimes, and this is just personal preference, sometimes they're like I think they're just doing it for like dramatic purposes, but they're like whatever bottle they're decanting, or like if they're showing something, sometimes they're really rough with the bottles, and it's like, oh, I don't think they're doing that with all of them. But that's the only drawback I would have about them, is like, please don't be so rough with them on camera. Those are pretty little babies. But anyways, they're fantastic. I bought, actually originally I bought Oud for Greatness as a tester, and they offer tester options, and or they offer full presentations completely wrapped. This has already been open, but this came in with the sleeve. I know this doesn't have the sleeve. I have it in the other room. It's on display, but it came with the sleeve. It came completely wrapped in cellophane. You can actually check the batch codes that are on the bottom of here, and then on the bottom of the bottle as well. You can check them on like checkfresh.com. You just put in like the brand Initio, and then you put in the batch code, and it'll actually show you when it was made. I got this a couple months ago, and I think it was made in like October. So a lot of times what they'll say is that, with a discounter, you may get an older batch of things, but even the batches that I've gotten from Fragrance Nevea have been very, very like up to date. So literally, they're brand new bottles for half the cost, and then you're just buying them online rather than being able to go in the store to pick them up. That's like the major advantage of going into the store, like a Nordstrom's or something like that, is that you can actually go into the store, you can smell them. If you wanted to, you can take them with you. And usually people will say, well, it's a brand new batch, so it's not as old. But I've gotten very fresh batches from there. And even if it is just a little bit older, which I haven't, they've all been very fresh. They've all been within probably like 6 to 8 months, the batches that I've gotten. And I'm gonna show you each one of the clones I've gotten from there. But they've all been very fresh, somewhere between 6 months to a year. And a lot of times people even like a little bit something that's been around for a little bit longer, because the maceration process, the maturing of the oils and the fragrance itself is basically just going to be like, it's going to be stronger and better, what they typically say. So the caveat that I can say is that, again, if it is a pre-order, oh, you know what, I forgot Green Irish Tweed. I just got Green Irish Tweed from them as well, and that was a tester. Forgive me, that is in the other room. Forgive me, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna grab it just because that's one of the ones I just bought. I was just trying to think of the ones that I actually bought from them. And I did throw the box out for this one because it was just a tester. But I also got Green Irish Tweed from them recently as well. So the only thing I can say is, like, the pre-orders. The pre-orders can take a super long time, and especially when you're excited about something, it can seem like it's forever. For example, I bought Green Irish Tweed, and I bought that from them. Probably it took, I'd say, 4 to 5 weeks to be able to get this in. But to give you an idea, Green Irish Tweed is, I don't actually know how much Green Irish Tweed is. Let's see, Green Irish Tweed. Yeah, Green Irish Tweed brand new from a Bloomingdale's is $360, to give you an idea. I bought this for $179 off of fragrancenevea.com. And fun fact, fragrance, it's fragrance nevea.com. Nevea is Neveah. It's actually heaven spelled backwards. Fun fact. Yeah, so I bought this for $179. The only thing is that it did not come with a cap, so I had to buy the cap from Amazon, which is a plastic cap. I think it's usually comes with like a metal cap. The plastic cap I had to pay like maybe $26 off of Amazon. I could buy that, so I ended up paying like $215 for it. Like all said and done. The nice thing about Fragrance Nevea that I really like too is that the price online that's it. So like it was $179. I think it was $179.99, $179. That was it. I didn't pay for shipping. I didn't pay tax. I didn't pay anything else besides the insurance for it, which I think is like $3.99 or $2.99. So it's totally worth it. So yeah. So you do have the options, just to kind of show you too. You have the option of either, for example, this is Oud for Greatness is one of my signature scents. So it's actually one of the, I think it's the only cologne that I have that I have a backup bottle. But to give you an example, you can either buy a tester and or you could buy the full presentation of things. To give you an idea of what the cost was, a tester, when I first got this one, it was Oud for Greatness is like four something if you bought it from like a Nordstrom's, and I bought it for I think 204 out the door plus like insurance. So the only thing is that um, the uh, the testers come in a box like this. Where it's nothing fancy, it's not full presentation. So if you don't really care, if you're not really like a collector about it, then it probably won't even matter if you do that. And then I think the difference on this one is that because it's a tester, it has the notes on the back of it. But it's a full bottle of Oud for Greatness, and it puts something within, at least psychologically, within my reach of being able to like go in and buy something for literally half the price. And again, when I first saw Fragrance Nevea, I was like, I don't, this doesn't sound right. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to put it on my credit card. If it doesn't work out, then I'll dispute it. I'm not saying to do that, but I'm just saying that that was like my assurance is that, okay, if I get screwed on this, then I'm going to, then I have, like I have like a way to be like, okay, I don't have to deal with this kind of thing. Again, I never do that, but that's what like said, okay, I'll give it a shot, but I got it. And it was absolutely fine. It was fantastic. I double checked it through like you've heard me talk about it probably before if you watch some of my videos, but like Chat GPT, I'm big on Chat GPT. It was absolutely fantastic, and I got it. So the only thing is I can say is that this that went up in price I think a little bit, but usually when they're very popular and they sell out very quickly, I bought Suspiro Vibrato from them as well, and I'll talk about that in a second. I'll show that to you. But Suspiro Vibrato, I think it was $189, and it's very popular. They sold it as stock very quickly, and then they jumped it up to $199. So that is the other thing too, is that if you see it in stock, I would grab it very quickly if that's something that you're interested in. There are certain things that have been on there for like a really long time. Like it's not really my style, but I like a lot of the Nishios, and I bought Musk Therapy. I'm going to show you that one as well. Musk Therapy from them. But there's Side Effects. Side Effects has been on there for a very long time, and it didn't sell out very quickly. But the things that are pre-sale or pre-order, if you see those come in stock, I would grab them very quickly because they're probably going to sell out. So and again, just to kind of give you like an example of like what to buy, like how the options to buy. Fragrance Nevea sold. This is a tester, so it's basically the tester is it's the exact same thing. The only thing is it's just the bottle that they would put out on the counter that people can smell it. The one thing to check for though too is that does it come with a cap or does it not come with a cap? When I bought Oud for Greatness, this came with a cap, and it'll actually tell you at the bottom. It comes like with a cap on there, and or it'll tell you tester. And then again, if you're getting a tester, you're not going to get the box. You're going to get something very similar to this. You'll get a box, but you're not going to get the box. So this is, I think it was like 204. I think it's gone up to like 209. But in my opinion, you could do whatever you want. I would just spend a couple extra bucks for, to give you an example, like right now, I think on fragrancenevea.com, the tester's like 204, 209, and then the actual the full presentation of it is like 229. So it depends on what you want. I mean, like for what, like an extra 25 bucks you get the full presentation of things. I like to keep them in the box because I think it's extra protection. And again, if I can, I'm going to go this route. But if you want to save a couple bucks, it'd be totally fine. You could save that, no problem. But for me, if I'm going to spend that much money on a cologne, I'm going to pay like another 25, 30 bucks, but depends on where it's at. For example, I bought Green Irish Tweed, and Green Irish Tweed did not come with a cap. It came in a similar bottle box like this as well. I don't have it. I threw it out. The only reason I threw it out, I probably would have kept it in there, but it didn't come with the cap, so I had to buy the cap from Amazon. Because I had to buy the cap, it didn't fit in the box anymore. So I'm like, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of it. So just, again, those are like the main caveats is that, if it's pre-order, there's a very good chance that you're going to wait a decent amount of time for it. But again, the closest thing I saw in price wise, Jama Shop had it for 211 without the cap. This is 179. So if it's like 30 bucks, I could have bought the tester a lot sooner for it. if I had gone Jama Shop. But then by the time I was actually going to buy, I would have had to buy the cap. And then they actually had it brand new for like it was like 254 in the box. But then when you actually put tax and shipping on like that, because Jama Shop is going to charge you tax, they're going to charge you shipping, and they're going to charge you insurance. I think it was like 279, so it was like $100 more. So I was like, I'll just sit and I'll wait for it. However, this one took so long that this is a pre-order, and any of the other ones it'll say ready to ship. They'll ship it out. You'll probably get it in 3 to 5 days. You'll probably get it within 2 to 3 days, honestly, unless there's a weekend involved. But probably I'd say 2 to 5 business days. This one was brutal on waiting for it. So sometimes, like right now, they have it's not as big of a discount. Some of the things they have all of the niches, the Baccarats, the PDMs, the Parfums de Marly, the Xerjoffs. They have the Mimos. They have like a ton of things. They're starting to get into the designers as well. But anyways, this one took a really long time to get to it. However, they were super nice about it. I chatted. Their customer service is fantastic. I chatted with Anya, Anya. Actually, they are, when you buy it, this is actually, I showed that at the beginning. They send you this super cute handwritten note. It's not handwritten. Your name at the top is, but it's just a note. It comes in. I've gotten one each every time I've ordered this, but it just says, like, thank you for choosing Fragrance Nevaeh. It talks about your support is fantastic. Fragrance is a way of life, etc., etc. So this is Anya. Thank you, by the way. You were absolutely fantastic. Anya. So can I get this to focus? There's her name right there. I can't get that to focus. Yeah, there you go. She was fantastic. I dealt with her on a lot of the things. I'm like, forgive me if I'm butchering her name, but Anya, do you know if my Green Irish Tweed is coming in? I really want it. And she was like, hey, I think it's coming in a couple of weeks. They're very like straight shooting. They will tell you like, I think it's going to come in like 3 to 5 weeks. I think it's going to come in. I checked with her like every 2 weeks, and then finally it came in about that time that she said, but it was a super long time to get that. And then just to kind of go back to the two different options. So this was a tester, and or you can do the full presentation. Again, I would rather spend an extra $20-$30 and get the full presentation. It came with Initio's come with a sleeve. If you're like wondering, well, where's the sleeve at? It's in the other room. I actually keep it above on my kitchen, but it's the same exact thing. It's the same, literally the same exact thing. And then the only reason I have two of these is because I love the scent so much that I wanted a backup bottle of it. But the only difference, literally the only difference between these two bottles is the one on the right, the one that came in this box, is a tester, so it's got the notes on the back of it. This one does not, but literally it is the same exact thing, besides the back. So kind of convenient for me for the video is that I have the two different ones. And again, totally up to your preference, but you can save a couple bucks if you listen to like some of the reviewers. They're going to tell you, save a couple bucks and buy the tester. The tester is totally fine. It's the same exact thing. It's just not going to have the full presentation box. And I want the full presentation box. Okay, so I bought Oud for Greatness. The very first one that I bought from them was the tester. Put these away. And then the second one that I don't actually remember the order that I went in for this. I think it was I bought the tester, and then I bought from them. What did I buy next? I think I pre-ordered Musk Therapy by Initio. And again, Initio probably 360 to 400. I bought this for 229. So to give you an example, so to show you the full, for anybody that's curious, it's a full bottle of Musk Therapy. I haven't done my review on Musk Therapy yet. If you're wondering kind of what the smells are, I can quickly go over them, and I'll do full videos on. I've done full videos on some of them, but not all of them. Oud for Greatness is a oud cologne that has it's just absolutely so good. It's like a rich, sweet Oud oil cologne. Must Therapy. I call it a cuddle cologne. It's very like, it's very, you got to be close to smell it. It's not going to project like crazy, but it's just very clean and just absolutely like delicious. Just a little too light for my needs. Um, Excuse me. Then I bought Pegasus. I bought Parfums de Marly Pegasus. Pegasus was a great deal. Pegasus can run you for like $400 out the door. I think this was usually their other brands like Pegasus are like 214, 219. I bought this from them for 204. Pegasus is incredible. They say it's an almond clone. I've never even heard that. I don't really actually know what that means, but it's like of a gourmand sweet cologne, almost like a liquid brawn, was metallic and was just like kind of like a rich, very sweet. I don't know what it just it's like the only way I can really explain Parfums de Marly Pegasus, and I haven't done my video on it yet. Is that it's just like absolute magic in a bottle. This is just so good. It's very soft, but the ciliage behind it is just absolutely incredible. I put this actually on my girlfriend one time, and we were walking around. She was shopping, and I was following around carrying all the clothes that she was picking up, and it just, oh god, it was so good. It's almost like a hey, I'm here, but it's not. But it's loud, but soft and quiet, and just absolutely wonderful. Full presentation bottle. I'm sorry, box. So it was a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be, but just kind of showing you kind of what I bought. Those were ready to ship. The uh, Must Therapy, that was another pre-order. That one took about a month. That one was like very brutal to get. It wasn't brutal to get. The customer service was fantastic, but it was just like the little boy in me that wants it like right away. It had to wait a little bit to get it, but for half the price, that it was totally worth it. Then I bought the full presentation Oud for Greatness, and then the second to last one I bought Suspiro Vibrato. This one this one was actually in stock. It was exactly kind of like what I was talking about. It's on a pre-sale a ton of times, and then I check it like almost daily because there's certain things I'm looking, like right now I'm looking for Blue Talisman, but it's on a pre-order. But I didn't want to do the pre-order because it was waiting so long. But this one I was like checking, and I was like, oh, they got Suspiro Vibrato, I'm going to check it out. It had a huge hype on it. I couldn't find it anywhere. I've got a video on Suspiro Vibrato if you want a little bit more about that. It's a very rich, powerful, like clean, like patchouli freshy, like a spicy freshy. I didn't like it at first, but I do now. Same thing. It's a full presentation bottle of Suspiro Vibrato. This one I have a full video on. I have a quick take, and I'm sorry, I have a blind reaction to it, which is a little rough. And then I have a what they call like a full day wear review of it. I've started to really, instead of doing like doing the blind buy videos, which are kind of fun, but I don't think you get like a full like take on those. So I've started to do a video like a quick like actually testing them, so I can give you like an actual feedback of it. And then I bought Green Irish Tweed, and again this was a tester, so this one was also a tester, and then a pre-order, so this one took about a month. So yeah, that's a long video. I'm going to try and do like a real quick short quick take video about this as well. But if you're at all curious about it, I mean, I bought a slew of things from Fragrance Nevaeh. Every single time I've gotten one of these awesome cards, every single time they come in this brown box with this very thick packaging, like this bubble wrap. They're packaged very well. I always buy the insurance because it is an expensive clone, so just if there's anything wrong with it, that it's peace of mind. I've never had any issues with it whatsoever. And again, any other customer service was just absolutely the bee's knees, the cat's pajamas. They were absolutely fantastic. They answer you probably within, if it's earlier, I think they check it through like in the morning, but if it's sometime between like 9 and 1, you'll get an answer like right away. If it was in between that time, I was like bouncing back and forth with responses. Otherwise, if it was later on the day, I'd get a response that next day. But they're absolutely fantastic. If you are a cologne head, a scent head like myself, which I have a feeling that a lot of people that watch these videos are, then Fragrance Nevaeh is absolutely the way to go. Again, I have done Jama Shop as well, but if you're at all curious, I can absolutely vouch for them. I think they're fantastic. Thanks for checking out another video. Hopefully that helps give you a little bit better of idea. But Fragrance Nevaeh is absolutely 175 million% legit. Thank you. Bye.